Today we're going to just have a brief overview of how to use Elementor. And so if you go over here to your dashboard, you're logged in, and you go to Pages, and we'll go to our home page because that was the main one. I want to change one thing on. So edit with Elementor, and so it brings everything up. If you have this navigator around, you can just close it. If you ever want the navigator back, you just hit the little hamburger, or it looks more like a sandwich on that one. And then you got your navigator back. It just allows you to quickly see the layout of your site. We're going to close it for now. So here on the page, the menu's not showing up for some reason, but that's okay. It's still there. But I have one section, and in the section I set up the margin. Actually, it should. No, we don't want that. Well, the margin to be the padding to be 90. We have the padding of 90. That way, the background is up and the menu is over it. But for instance, I don't like this picture here. Get rid of it. So when you edit text and such, you have different sections. So this is the section. Within the section, you have a column and another column. And I see that by this column here and this column here. Both the width of each column, 70, and then almost 30%. You got your buttons here. And if we want to donate, create a button, for instance, to donate to the denomination, we would just simply click in this area. We'd click over here on these 9 squares, and we'd say button. B-U-T-T-O-N, not B-O-T-O-N. So we're going to do a regular button, but there are some other options. We'll look at that in a little while. And just drag our button over here. Right underneath the church retirement agreement. So here's our button, and you can see that there's a little edit icon under each button. So we're going to edit, and default's fine. I'll do donate to denomination. As you see, it's filling in as a type. Alignment, we want justified. That way it takes up the whole area. Link, we're going to leave it blank for right this second. Size small. I think I did medium on these, and the way to find that out is, yep, medium. We're going to add an icon. We're going to go to the icon library. What we can do, look for money, and do a card like that, insert. So it looks more like that. That's fine. And icon space, and we're going to leave that alone. We click on style. Style is where we get our color. And so you have where you can click on this and just choose whatever color you want. You can kind of make it whatever, but I have chosen colors for the site. So you got primary, secondary, theme color 1. Click on the world, you can do theme color 2. And that's the one I chose. That's what we're going to do. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to advanced, then motion effects. Sorry, not motion effects. Is it transform? I think that's correct. So if I did advanced, let's see what I did. So with you editing the right button, you go to style, and these are growing. I like that style, but you can do whatever you want. You can change the color of the text, so we can make this a green color. Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna undo it. I'm gonna clear it. Good. I'll leave the background the same, color the same. Go with color, and we're gonna change it to the theme color. Alright, so we're the same theme color. Now hover animation, we can make it shrink, which makes it go down, which is cool. You can make it grow, that's what I tabbed here. You can make it pulse, which I would not recommend doing a pulse, because that's kind of just weird. You can do push, do pop, you can do bounce in, you can do bounce out, I believe, yep. Okay, and you can do rotate, which is kind of cool for certain things, but not for this one. That's kind of cool. Float, that's good. Sync, it's gonna go down. Bob, just kind of goes up and down slowly. Hang, just weird stuff. That's okay. So we're gonna go back to grow because that's the same thing I had. Grow. For type none, and I believe that's all we want to do to this one. So we're gonna hit update to actually update the whole page. And now we're going to go to, let's do PayPal real quick. So if we wanted to add a PayPal button itself, so like if you created one, you could add your PayPal account here. So mine's Nate@waitesweb.net, and we can do a donation. We can do a subscription. We can do a checkout, where if they had added stuff to a cart or whatever. But we're going to do donation and give to SMC, and we're going to any amount, and the button we're going to make it donate. Again, same thing here. I'm going to justify it. That way it makes the whole thing. And I'm going to use the PayPal icon, which is great. Additional options. Open PayPal in a new tab. I like that. That's good. Let's see. Okay. So now we're going to test it. And so the way I updated it, that means the page is live. If we go to this little preview changes button here, you can click on it and it opens up a new tab. And as you can see, our button's right here, and this doesn't do anything because I gave it the pound symbol. Let's go donate. And so what it does is, again, this takes you to WaitesWeb LC because that's my email address. So that's what I did. So, you can do $5, whatever, and donate with PayPal, donate with a debit or MasterCard. We're going to cancel. We don't want to do this. You can do a monthly donation, which is cool. But we're going to cancel that. And I'm going to delete this button. So if you've already closed this tab here, which I'm going to do right here, and you're logged into the website, what you can do is, when you're on the page, of course, you can hit edit with Elementor here. We're going to do that. Those are the buttons, and so we're going to delete this button. You can just click on it, or right click on it, and hit delete. We're going to leave that here for now. We may make a PayPal one, but we'll do that once we have the information. And so I've deleted the two things I changed. I did not like the picture of Brother Thigpen because it wasn't a great picture, so I've deleted it. But let's say that you wanted to add one, okay? So on this is the main page here. Over here, you're like, hey, this state's wrong. You click right here, and over on the left side is actually where you edit it. So let's say May 14th actually need to be 15th. You change it, and it changes over here. So I'm going to change it back, and you'll see that changed over here. We could add more information. This is very small, and so if you want to actually be able to see what you're doing, there's this button right here that says full screen. I use that a lot when I'm editing content because you can just see everything all at once. And so, you got your information there. You can bold it, italicize it, underline it, do a bulleted list, numbered list. Numbered lists are not that great though. Oops, that is a typo. Good thing I saw that. Manche. I need to add that to my spelling. Ignore all. Good. So I had a typo. I'm glad I saw that. So we're going to exit the full screen and we're going to publish that. So now it is there. All right. So let's say that you want to edit this section, for instance. Same thing. I'll go to full screen editor and just, type whatever you want. Add a comma here. Um, done. Update. Right here, I have a button. Actually, it is a heading. And what I did was I typed in the title, which was the heading, and I made it a link, and I made it medium, H3, centered. So let's say I want to do another one, okay? Let's go back to our navigator. So I'm going to open up the navigator, and you'll see here we have this column here, and this column here. So this column here, that's the heading. And so what I want to do is I'm going to add another heading underneath it. And so see how it's showing up? I could add it before, I could add after, but you want part of this section. You can see the outline. And so, boom, we have our heading here. Like, ooh, I can't see that. Well, that's fine. We're going to fix it. So, donate to SMC. That still can't see it. We're going to make a H3, heading 3. You want your heading 2 to be this. Heading 1 is really reserved for the Southern Methodist Church up here. But you want heading 3, anything else you want. I mean, this you want heading 2. Anything else you really want heading 3 or paragraph for search engine's sake. So this one right here is a heading 3. This one, making a heading 3 also. I'm not going to make it a link yet, but I can put a pound in there. And so it's not going to go anywhere, but it is a link. Size, medium, that's good. And then we're going to justify it. We're going to center it. And everything's good there, but you're like, great, I can't see it. Well, what do? Well, what you do is you leave the text color the way you want it. You can go to advanced. We'll give it some padding. We're going to give, so margin is the border around the item. So for instance, I'll show you. Well, let's make it where there's a border first. I'm sorry. Let's do a border so you can see the thing. So I'm going to do a border type, solid, boom. Make it 5 pixels. Nice thick border. Really bad for the eyes, but it's a border. So I'm going to change it. I'll make it the primary color. Actually, I'm not going to do primary. I'm going to do theme color. Actually, I'll make it 2. Make it 3. 3 appears to be about right. Wrong color though, so we're going to fix it. Theme color. Boom. And background color is what we really want. Take it. Change it. Color here. And just going to do a nice white. White is FFF, so it's theme color 6. And there, we got it. So update. I shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. So now, let's go back to what I mean by margin and padding. So, margin, we're going to make it 50. Margin is outside our object. It's outside our block. So, we have our block where we've got donate to SMC. And when we change the margin, we're changing 50 pixels top, 50 pixels left and right, 50 pixels on bottom. So it shrinks in. It makes it that it's not going to be near the other objects. Padding, however, is different. If we do 15, that's the inside. So it expands our thing. So let's go to 0 here. Let's delete that out. So we're 0. It adds 15 below this, 15 above the bottom, below the bottom and above the top. If I make it 50, you'll see a huge difference. It's making a big gap between our content and the edge of our block. So we have our content here, and the edge is way up here, and then we have a good border underneath it too. And that's the padding. So padding pads the inside of our element. And so for this one, I'm just going to do like 15. I think, nah, we're going to do 10. 10's good. I think on this one I may have done something different, so let's edit it. 15 and 5. I did 5 margin. Oh yeah, I see that now. So let's go 5. Boom. I like them the same, you know? And so that's that. It is a link, so you say, well, Nate, the link is different. If you look here at style and typography, hit edit. Change that. Have it underlined. We're good. I did put pound there. Okay. You can actually change the text. Not that you would want to. Let's go back to no. Plateau. So go back here. Auto. That's how we want it. Weight 600. That's good. Transform. You can make it all uppercase. You can make it capitalized. You can make it normal. Only on default style. You can change it a little bit. Decoration. This is where it gives an underline, overline, line through it, and then that's on default. You can change the letter spacing. Letter spacing 10. -5. We just don't want anything there. Delete it. Word spacing. You can make words drift apart. Alright, so that's good. You can add a text shadow if you really want to. There is one, a little 3. 1. So, this one, let's make this just 1. So it gives a little, a little bit of a background, which is kind of cool. I don't want it, so we got rid of it. Blend mode. This is a weird thing. You don't really want to use it. Only on certain pictures. We can get to that later on, but not today. And update. So if we look at our page now, preview changes. Got everything back, and we are good. Alright, and let me see something right here. A little bit bigger than I want it to be, so. I'm not sure why it's bigger. It shouldn't be. But we're fine. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this because we don't need it. So you just right click on it and hit delete. It's gone. Update. Let's go to another page. So if you know the title of the page, so for instance, if you go to settings, I'm sorry, not settings. Settings is where you can change the title of the page. Titles are typically hidden, but that's what we want. But Finder. So let's go to AFG. We got AFG conference here. I'm going to click on it. I have all this information here. On this particular thing, I've got everything in one section, and that's how you really want everything. You want everything in one section so that the page can change. I'll show you what I mean by that. So if we go to settings here, I have our page settings and hit style, you can actually change the background. So we're going to do a nice color. You wouldn't want that because that just is hard on the eyes. But you can change it, give it a whatever you want. Kind of actually like the gray. Then hit update and preview. Yeah, it looks fine. I do want to fix one thing if possible. We'll come back to that. So that changed the whole page, and it's beneficial. Or you can also do a gradient. And so it starts off with that color, and then you change it to a lighter or darker, page. And so we update that, and the preview automatically updates. That's okay. You can change the angle and everything. Yeah. Button. Undo. And for that, so I'm going to go back here. And you can actually add a background to the content itself. So we're going to do that now. And we're going to do these birds. And you'll see, it went everywhere. What do you do? Let me show you. So you position, you can tell it to be centered. In the page, you can make it top center. Just personally what I normally do. And you can also make it not repeat. I don't like it when it repeats. Or you can make it repeat just vertically. But I do no repeat typically. Attachment, you can make it scroll. When you scroll, it moves. You make it fixed so it stays right where it is and goes down with you. Um, Default. And I also typically do cover. That makes it the whole page. And I like that. You can do scrolling effects where there is a vertical scroll. So it moves with the. Well, you probably can't see it very well. You can kind of see it, but I don't like that at all. So we're going to undo it. Take that off. Mass Effects, and as you move your mouse, it does this weird thing. Don't recommend that. Direct, but we don't want that. So off, off, off. Okay. Let's see. What else can we do? Oh, this is neat. I wouldn't do it, but we will turn it on. Look, it's snowing. Okay, it's snowing now. I was NASA and actually do snowflakes. Look at that. You can do Christmas. Again, not something I would do. You can upload you can go here and choose a particle. Particles. Really like that actually. What is it asking for? So we will do that just for fun. So I'm gonna download it. Open file. Okay, I'm gonna open it in with Notepad sign. So you take all this, Control A, Control C, and throw it right in here. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. That's so weird, but you can do it if you really want to. Off. Background overlay. So we have our background here as a picture. Um, but while we have this picture here, we can also add a gradient to it. And this is great. So what you do is you kind of get a darker background. I typically make them darker, and we'll make it even more dark. So it just kind of, I don't know, it just makes your picture pop typically. Give it a reddish tint. It doesn't have to be a gradient, it can be a classic, and you can just give it a, you know, you can just try to play with the background and it makes it different. Give a blue hue, a green hue, yellow hue. You know, it's just something to work with. Update it just so we can see it. Boom. You know, that's that. To undo it, so hit this and hit clear. That's good. Then we go back to background, and we are going to clear image, trash, remove. Takes it away. I'm gonna go here. Oops. Go here. I'm gonna clear it. And let's go back to our page. Settings down here. Style, background type, gradient. It's gone. Good. Clear. Boom. Update. And now everything's back to normal. But let's say we want to add an image here. So let's go over here. And so I have on this. This is simply a table. Um, and the way the table works is you do a table, and then your table content. You have a row, then you have cells, then you have a row, then you have cells, and you can edit the information in the cell as such. Um, but let's add a picture, and underneath this I have a intersection, and it's two columns. So I'll show you what that means right here. So you have this, and you have your two columns. But see, that's a full section that's completely different from this one. So we're gonna delete it to add that here. So what you do is click here, intersection, and drag it below. You want to keep everything in this uh, one section. So here's another intersection. As you see, it's still part of section. It's still part of the column. Column right here. Do this because I don't really want it. But let's say we want to add a picture. How do you do that? Well, in here, you click on your little area and add media. And boom, we got our Paul Thigpen president. There it is. We say, oh, that's not where I want Paul Thigpen. I want him down here. So we click him to the right, and boom, he shows up to the right. Align him center, far left. No alignment, you don't want no alignment. You definitely want to align left, center, or right. You can edit it. You can make it a thumbnail, which is smaller. You can add a link. You can edit the original here. We can crop it, and we can say, ooh, I like it. Hold down. Oh, it does. Just kind of right there. So hit crop. And now he's smaller. Save. Boom. Update. There's our Paul. Again, looking here, it shows up way over here because we put him to the far right, left, center, far right, left. See, he just kind of, the text moves beside him. Settings. Everything looks good right there, right? So, you got that. That works good. So we're gonna delete him. What else? What else? That's all I can think of to add to this video for now. But as we play with it, I'm sure there will be more to add and update.